Welcome back to Born to Win Legend, the channel where we uncover the stories of the most courageous, inspiring, and resilient figures of our time. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of real-life legends rising against all odds. Today we bring you the remarkable journey of a man who has become a symbol of defiance, leadership, and patriotism in West Africa, Ibrahim Traoré. This is the life story of a revolutionary who went from a humble beginning to becoming the president of Burkina Faso, a nation seeking justice, dignity, and self-determination. Ibrahim Traoré was born in 1988 in the western part of Burkina Faso, a country that has long wrestled with political instability, economic hardship, and the legacy of colonialism. From a young age, Traoré stood out for his intelligence, sense of justice, and deep concern for his community. He grew up in a modest family that instilled in him the values of hard work, humility, and solidarity. His early years were marked by a strong sense of identity and pride in his heritage. He attended public schools where his academic brilliance and discipline set him apart from his peers. Teachers often recalled him as someone who was not only intellectually gifted, but also emotionally mature, thoughtful, and driven by a profound desire to change the world around him. As he progressed through his studies, his interests gravitated toward history, politics, and military science. He devoured books on revolutionary leaders from across Africa and the world. The stories of Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso's own iconic revolutionary, deeply influenced Traoré's worldview. After completing his secondary education, Traoré decided to pursue a career in the military. He enrolled in the University of Ouagadougou to study geology, but his ambitions soon led him to the Kadiogo Military Academy, where he began his formal military training. His academic background in the sciences helped him quickly adapt to the technical aspects of military life, while his natural leadership skills earned him the respect of his peers and superiors alike. By the early 2010s, Traoré was serving as an officer in the Burkina Faso Army. His postings took him to various regions of the country, including the volatile northern areas, where he witnessed firsthand the devastating impact of terrorism, poverty, and government neglect. It was during these deployments that his political consciousness deepened. He saw how foreign interests, corruption, and weak leadership were compromising the sovereignty and well-being of his people. As terrorist attacks escalated across the Sahel region, Burkina Faso became one of the hardest-hit countries. Villages were destroyed, schools closed, and thousands of citizens displaced. Despite being on the front lines, Traoré and his fellow soldiers often lacked the necessary support, equipment, and political backing to effectively counter the insurgents. This glaring disconnect between the reality on the ground and the actions of those in power fueled Traoré's resolve to bring about change. He began forming a network of like-minded officers and citizens who believed that Burkina Faso needed a new direction, one rooted in accountability, national pride, and resistance to neocolonialism. Over the years, his voice grew stronger and his ideas more refined. Though he kept a low public profile, those who knew him described him as a man of principle, a listener, and a strategist. In January 2022, a major turning point occurred. Discontent with President Roch-Marc Christian Kaboré's handling of the security crisis led to a military coup that installed Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba as the leader of a transitional government. Initially, many hoped this change would bring stability, but within months it became clear that the new leadership was failing to meet the expectations of the people and the armed forces. The situation deteriorated, and the hope of a secure and sovereign Burkina Faso began to fade once again. On September 30th, 2022, Ibrahim Traoré led a second coup, removing Damiba from power. In a speech shortly after assuming control, he declared that the country needed a new vision, and that he would prioritize security, transparency, and a break from foreign domination. He positioned himself not as a dictator, but as a servant of the people, committed to restoring integrity to Burkina Faso's institutions. At just 34 years old, Traoré became the world's youngest head of state. His age, charisma, and radical approach drew international attention. Some saw him as a risk-taker, while others hailed him as the heir to Thomas Sankora's legacy. But for the Burkina Faso people, he represented a new hope, a chance to reclaim their future and their dignity. Since taking office, Traoré has implemented sweeping reforms. He has called for the diversification of partnerships, reduced dependency on Western military aid, and prioritized local solutions to local problems. His government has launched community-based security initiatives, reinvigorated the national armed forces, and sought to tackle the root causes of insurgency, including youth unemployment and social inequality. Internationally, his stance has been both praised and criticized. He has questioned the motives behind foreign military bases in the Sahel and advocated for a Pan-African alliance against terrorism and exploitation. His boldness has made him a controversial figure, but one who refuses to be silenced or swayed by external pressures. Traoré's leadership has not been without challenges. Burkina Faso remains a nation in crisis, grappling with humanitarian emergencies, economic fragility, and complex geopolitical dynamics. Yet, under his watch, there is a renewed sense of national purpose. Civil society groups, youth organizations, and rural communities have rallied behind his vision, even as powerful forces attempt to undermine his efforts. Beyond politics, Traoré is a deeply spiritual and introspective individual. He is known to draw strength from traditional African wisdom, and his speeches often reflect a blend of pragmatism and philosophical depth. He believes in leading by example, often visiting frontline troops, engaging directly with citizens, and maintaining a modest lifestyle. His personal life remains largely private, a reflection of his belief that leadership should not be about personal glorification, but service to the people. Those close to him describe a man of discipline, humility, and unwavering resolve. He does not claim to have all the answers, but he is committed to finding them through collective effort and national unity. Just as Ibrahim Traoré lifted his country from crisis through bold reforms and people-centered policies, many individuals around the world are rising to meet challenges in their own communities. Perhaps you too are walking a similar path, working tirelessly, making decisions, and building solutions that will lead your people toward a better future. It may not always be easy, and recognition may not come quickly, but remember, true leadership is defined by actions, not titles. As we look to the future, the story of Ibrahim Traoré is still being written. Whether he succeeds in transforming Burkina Faso or not, his rise is a testament to the power of conviction, courage, and the will to fight for a better tomorrow. He challenges us all to rethink what leadership means and to believe in the possibility of change, even in the darkest of times. Thank you for watching this episode on Born to Win Legend. If Ibrahim Traoré's journey inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and comment below. Who would you like us to cover next? Until then, stay strong, stay inspired, and remember, legends are not born, they are made through struggle and purpose.